Now let's get to the weather. Fog moving in tonight as you take a live look outside. Many schools are planning to have a late start tomorrow or have canceled classes. We have the list at the bottom of your screen. Chief Meteorologist Bruce Sussman joins us. Bruce, what is the warning for the morning commute?
Yeah, well, here's the situation. We're in the 20s most places, and we look at this fog, and that is a bad combination. Freezing temperatures and fog developing. In some places, visibility is as low as a quarter mile right now. So here's what to watch for out the door tomorrow morning. Areas of freezing fog will create at least some slick roads overnight. The fog's not going to be everywhere, but it's expanding right now, moving across the metro area, so it's on the increase. What freezing fog does, it contains tiny water droplets that freeze onto the ground, and this creates a very small, thin layer of ice that's also difficult to see. So you might want to allow a little more extra time in the morning because of what's happening overnight. Back to you.
Thank you, Bruce. And now with the temperatures going up, the pipes that froze during our Arctic blast are thawing out tonight, and they're creating water emergencies all over the city. Ken Boddie is back now from the Walker Center shopping mall in Beaverton, where they're dealing with some big problems, right, Ken?
They sure are, Kelly. They had a frozen sprinkler pipe that burst when the temperatures warmed up. And tonight we saw them trying to keep shoppers safe, and we also saw the beginning of the cleanup. A sheet of ice covers part of the entrance to the Bed Bath & Beyond store. It started as a gush of water from the vacant storefront next door. And the Relax the Back store had to close, so restoration experts could deal with the water that seeped into their store.
The sprinkler head froze, the weather warmed up, the sprinkler head popped open and flooded the vacant space and seeped under our walls and messed up a few areas of carpet, and we had to move everything out of the way. I was told when I moved to the Pacific Northwest from Texas this wouldn't happen.
But it did.
But it did.
It's what happens when frozen pipes start to thaw. The Portland Water Bureau says it's responded to more than 500 calls since the freeze began. But the worst problems come when the freeze is over.
Just a waiting list beyond belief.
Bob Ferracci of ServiceMaster Restoration says they are swamped with calls from businesses and residences, all tied to the freeze and then the thaw.
The pipes are frozen, they've burst. When it warms up, then the ice melts and it releases the water, and then that's... So as it's been warming up the last couple days, we've been getting a lot more of these jobs like this.
In some cases, walls are ripped out and insulation dried out to avoid mold problems in the future. James Kanzler is happy his walls can stay intact. He plans to reopen on Wednesday.
The drying out may take longer than we think, so hopefully sometime tomorrow afternoon.
Well, if you're worried you may have frozen pipes that have not yet burst, try the faucets. If only a trickle comes out, your pipes could be frozen. Now, plumbers say to leave the faucet open. The running water can help melt the ice. You can even use a hairdryer about 6 inches from the pipe to slowly thaw that line. Back to you.
All right, Ken. And students at Stevenson Elementary will return to class tomorrow after water from broken pipes flooded their school. Now, the school sent the kids home Monday and called off classes for today. We were there as the staff cleaned up the classrooms and crews fixed the furnace. And they're still trying to figure out how much it's going to cost to replace all of the classroom materials that were damaged.